Go Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Jam Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Parivarikacharya Turotas My Divine Grace. CISC Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anante Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Sridhar Dastakru Ki Jai. Prince Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Ki Jai, Jamuna Maya Ki Jai, Maya Pradama Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. All glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Daigo Premanandi Haribo. All glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9. Answer by citing the loaded version. Text 13. Virājate parito virājate. Lasad-vimānāvalibhir mahā-ātmanām. Vidyotamānaḥ pramadottamādyubhiḥ. Savidyud-abhrāvalibhir yathā nabhaḥ. Bhrājiṣṇubhir parito virājate. lasad-vimānāvalibhir mahātmanām. vidyotamānaḥ pramadottamādyubhiḥ. savidyud-abhrāvalibhir yathā nabhaḥ. HH parito virājate. lasad-vimānāvalibhir mahātmanām. vidyotamānaḥ pramadottamādyubhiḥ. savidyud-abhrāvalibhir yathā nabhaḥ. bhrājiṣṇubhir yathā parito virājate. lasad-vimānāvalibhir mahātmanām. word to word. Bhrājiṣṇubhir, by the growing. Ya, the Vaikuṇṭhalokas. Parito, surrounded by. Virājate, thus situated. Lasad, brilliant. Vimānāvalibhir, airplanes. Abhalibhir, assemblage. mahā-ātmanām, of the great devotees of the Lord. Vidyotamānaḥ, beautiful like lightning. Pramadottamādyubhiḥ, ladies. Uttamām, celestial. Adubhiḥ, by complexion. Savidyud, with electric lightning. Abhrāvalibhir, with cloud in the sky. Yathā, as it were. Nabhaḥ, in the sky. Translation: the Vaikuṇṭha planet. Sorry, I was distracted by outside sound. The Vaikuṇṭha planet are also surrounded by various airplanes, all glowing and brilliantly situated. These airplanes belong to great mahātmanām, or devotee of the Lord. The ladies are as beautiful as lightning because of their celestial complexion, and all these combined together appear just like the sky, decorated with both cloud and lightning. Please repeat. The Vaikuṇṭha planet are also surrounded by various airplanes, all glowing and brilliantly situated. These airplanes belong to the great mahātmanām, or devotee of the Lord. The ladies are as beautiful as lightning because they are celestial complexions. And all these combined together appear just like the sky, decorated with both cloud and lightning. Purport: it appears that in the Vaikuṇṭha planet there are also airplanes brilliantly glowing, and they are occupied by the great devotees of the Lord, with ladies of celestial beauty as brilliant as lightning. As they are airplanes, so there must be different type of carriage like airplanes, but they may not be driven machines as we have experienced in this world, because everything is of the same nature of eternity, bliss and knowledge. The airplane and the carriage are of the same quality as Brahman. Although there is nothing except Brahman, one should not mistakenly think that there is only void and no variegateness. Thinking like that is due to a poor fund of knowledge. Otherwise, no one would have such misconception of voidness in Brahman. As there are airplanes, ladies, and gentlemen, so there must be cities and houses and everything else just suitable to the particular planet. One should not carry the ideal of imperfection from this world to the transcendental world and not take into consideration the nature of atmosphere as completely free from the influence of time, etc., as described previously. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana Salakaya Chakshur-militanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So I'm going to do the overview of this chapter first, then we will discuss about this text. Overview. Shukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit how Lord Brahma received the audience of Vaikuṇṭhanath Vishnu. So Brahma was meditating on all alone in the universe. He heard, before meditating on, he heard the sound, the tapa. So he thought this is an instruction of the Lord. So he started to perform austerities. He tried to find the source of the sound. So he went under the stem of lotus, but he could not find the source of the sound. So he sat on the lotus. He meditated for 10,000 years. 1,000? 1,000 years of 1,000 years of demigod. Then, please of Lord Brahma's tapasya, that is in the line of devotional service. The Lord of Vaikuṇṭha, he revealed Lord Brahma the vision of Vaikuṇṭha. Then yesterday we heard about how beautiful the people of Vaikuṇṭha. Then today we hear about how the airplane in the Vaikuṇṭha. Then after he showed himself, Lord Narayana, then after he shook the hand with Lord Brahma, and he said, I'm very pleased with your devotional austerity. I will give you the benediction. Then Brahma said, three things he asked. He asked different things, but basically three things. First, he asked, may I be able to understand how you enter into the cosmos universe? Then he asked, could you instruct me how may I be able to create the universe which was already created by you? Third, he asked, please benedict me so that I will not become proud, thinking myself the creator. Then he said famous Chaturashloka. He said, it is, O Lord Brahma, it is I who exist before everything else exists, and I am the one who exists after everything is destroyed. Anything you see seems like real, but if it's not in connection with me, it's not reality. All the universal elements enter into the cosmos, but they are not. Same way, I am in the everything, but I'm not in everything. Those who search for ultimately come to this position, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After speaking this four Chaturashlokas, Lord Brahma started created the universe. Then after some time, Narada Muni was there. Then Narada Muni asked Brahma different questions, and then Lord Brahma instructed in the way how he was instructed by Vishnu. Then Narada Muni received the message, and he gave the message to Vyasadeva. And then Vyasadeva instructed his son Shukadeva Goswami, and Shukadeva Goswami instructed to Parikshit Maharaj. And now we are hearing the same message. So that is the overview. And today's verse, we are going to discuss about two key points. One is Mahatma, that is the second verse, second line. Then other one is airplane. So Mahatma, I think everyone knows in Bhagavad Gita, very famous shloka. Mahā-ātmanām. Sorry. Mahā-ātmanām sumam parta daivim prakriti asnada bhajante anaya manaso jatmam buddhani abhayam satata kirtayanto man yathā chandridam bhata namasanta jamam bhakta nityayukta upasate. So this is the Mahatma. In the material world, we hear many great personalities, some historical person or something who discovered, or the head of the company or the country, or Mahatma Gandhi. But Krishna gives a definition of Mahatma differently. Mahatma is always under the protection of divine Prakriti. This divine Prakriti could be understood in different ways, according to Prabhupada and different acharyas. One is like someone who has quality of the demigod, not like a human, but a higher quality. Or could be interrupted in the way, translated in a way, he is not under the influence of lower three modes of material nature like tamoguna and rajaguna. Then ultimately, sattva-guna, then transcend the Suddha-sattva stage. Then another one is very prominently explained is, he is under the protection of internal potency. The Lord has external energy and internal energy. Those who are in the material consciousness, they are under the material nature. But those who are engaged in Krishna consciousness, they are under the internal energy, divine Prakriti. Then bhajanti anaya manaso, bhajan, you are not like just bhajan singing, but bhajan means worshipping the Supreme Lord. Anaya manaso, anaya means one point, not mixed with anything. Anaya manaso, manaso means mind. So mind is not deviating, worshipping the Vishvarup, or worshipping a demigod, worshipping the mundane thing. No, worshipping only Ananya Bhakta, fixing the Krishna. That's also only Krishna with two-handed original form. Yatma bhutani abhayam. Yatma means knows. Bhutad adi abhayam. What they know? The creation, the source of creation, that is the Lord, is abhayan. He is undestructible, eternal. Satata kirtayantoman. Satata means always, kirtanayantoman, always chanting the glory of the Lord. This always means, it's not exactly 20, of course 24 hours, that is nice, but it could be like a demigod worship or karma kanda. Then they have certain time. You can do worship this time, but you cannot do this time. Like we have Purushottamans now. Like Karma Kanda, they don't do the marriage during a Purushottam month. This is inauspicious time, so don't do it. But we do everything, whatever devotional service we have been doing, and we do even more during Purushottam month. That means Satata Kirtayantoman. We are not conditioned by any other time or circumstances. Satata Kirtayantoman. Yathā drida brata. Drida brata means strong conviction, fixed determination. Yathā means endeavoring. We have strong conviction and strong determination and endeavoring. Sometimes we miss this, yathā, the word, endeavoring. The devotee has to make an effort. Suppose we have four regulative principles, sadhanas. Sometimes it's not so easy. Maybe I'm sure you have been attending class, that means you're attending all other programs, chanting 16 rounds, but not everybody is so great like you. Maybe someone has family is against, or they have some health issue, different, so many in the material world means problem. But still, I decided I'm going to do it, I will do it. That is, yatastansya drita bratam, namastansya mambhakta, namastan, always offering obeisance, offering respect, man-bhakta, that is devotee. Then nitya yukta upasate, eternally nitya yukta upasate. Upasate means worship, offering the worship, nitya. This nitya, of course, nitya means eternal, has differently understand. Nitya, we can take the Lord's pastime is eternal. Other one is the devotees always worshiping the Lord. eternally worshipping the Lord. That's the second. And the third one, I thought this is an explanation from Vishwanath Baladev Vijayasan. It's really nice. The third explanation of Nitya Yukta Upasate means devotees aspiring to be able to worship the Lord eternally in their eternal abode. Means we are worshipping eternally Nitya. We are doing Nitya Seva here. But Nitya Seva doesn't stop here, but this Mahatma is aspiring to have this Nitya in his own abode, in his eternal pastime. That is their aspiration. That's the Nitya Yukta Upasate. This is the Mahatma. So because Mahatma in this material world is aspiring to have Nitya Seva eternally in the Vaikuṇṭha, in the spiritual world, in the Goloka Vrindavan, so today's description, we have Mahatma in the Vaikuṇṭha world. So that is the Mahatma. Then next topic, today's main topic is airplane. So in the purport, Prabhupada described different aspects of airplane. So we are going to describe different aspects of airplane. First one is this airplane in the Vaikuṇṭha. Is this echo still? Shall I close? Shall I go further? In the middle? Prabhupada said airplane in the spiritual world, it's there, but it's not like what we have, which is working with mechanic. So Prabhupada said one time, I think it's in Mayapur, after the rainy season, you have seen so many insects going around the lamp. Now everywhere is light in Mayapur, but those days, maybe there is one light and there is nothing else. So many insects and all the little fly or gathering around the one light. All Mayapur is dark, just one light. Everyone's gathering around. I think this was a lotus building or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, Prabhupada he saw so many flies and insects flying around. And then the devotee was thinking, why Prabhupada is watching this? And he said, just see, there are so many, but they are not crushing and not dying, crushing each other. How intelligent is the Lord who made this? But human being, he made an airplane. There was only few airplanes in the sky, they still crush each other and had accident. So the airplane in the material world is not eternal and full of defect. And of course, I wasn't sure I should say this, but moon landing, the human tried to make the airplane or aircraft to go to the moon, but imperfect. So with limited capacity, they are not be able to go to the atmosphere where it's not suitable. I heard even in India, they launched the recently. Then so many people are watching. I saw that all the scientists who are involved with, they are watching and they launch 1, 2, 3, boom, then watching and they're going fast and they're watching with so much attention. And I was thinking, okay, I had when I was small, I also watched in Japan. I was like a small, and then because in Japan we are ignorant, so we don't know what is moon, what is a higher being, but India, they know what is a higher planet. I was wondering why Indian, they know what is a higher planet. They know how we can, human being cannot go to a higher planet by machine, but still they are doing and they're so serious. But anyway, I wasn't sure if I should say this in the class, but I said anyway. So the machine in this material world is limited, especially on the Earth planet. And in the demigod, they also have an airplane. Like sometimes Krishna having a pastime and demigod gather around the skies and then shower flowers. So the demigod has an airplane. That is better, but still that is within the material world. And now Prabhupada is talking about, Bhagavatam is talking about airplane in Vaikuṇṭha. which is the nature of Brahman. Brahman means pure spirit, and it's the nature of Satchidananda. And Prabhupada is talking about Brahman doesn't mean it's void, it has a quality, and it has variegatedness. So this Brahman airplane is there. Do you remember any incident the airplane came from Vaikuṇṭha to the Earth planet? Sorry.
Haribol, can you hear me? Tukaram, a great saint.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I have so much Ganga water in the ear, so I have some hearing problem. And I lost my front teeth, and I have speaking problem also.
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva Maharaj. Yes, thank you. Any others? Yes.
Ajamila.
Ajamila. Yes, thank you. So nice. Ajamila. So in Bhagavatam, there is a different occasion, airplane come. Someone is about to leave the body, the devotee, then go back to Godhead. Airplane will come from the spiritual world to take. That airplane doesn't shape like what we see like this shape, and doesn't have engine and all that. Usually it's like a swan shape and some decoration and all that. So that airplane can travel from spiritual world to the material world, and they can take us back to Godhead. And we are waiting. One day we will also can sit on that airplane, and then we will meet you there. So that is Brahman. And variegatedness. Yesterday, the Prabhu who was giving class, very nice class, he said, in the spiritual world, in Vaikuṇṭha, the inhabitants, they have sarupa mukti. Sarupa mukti means they can have the same bodily feature as the Lord. Like I also have a defect with the eyes. I cannot see you without the glass. So I'm wearing it so that I can see you. My son said I look scaring with glass, so usually I don't want to wear, but then I want to see you. So, what I was talking? Sarupya. Also, I have a memory problem also. So, Sarupa Mukti. The Vaikuṇṭha Vasis, they have naturally Sarupa Mukti, so they have 4 arms and sky blue skin and beautifully decorated with ornament and garland. But the Prabhu yesterday, he said that he also mentioned the Vaikuṇṭha devotee in Vaikuṇṭha, they have all kind of perfection. All the power the Lord have, they also has, except the power to create the universe and destroy the universe. He said that, yeah? Yes, I was listening. I mean, I'm not coming to the class because my health is, sorry, I'm talking about what is wrong with myself, but my health is bad, so I don't come to the temple, but then I listen in my TV every day. So he said, the lessons of Vaikuṇṭha, they have the ability to do so many things, whatever they want, whatever the Lord can do except the creation and a few other things. So they can also change the form. That's why, and with their own free will. We change the form because we get old or because of karma, we transmigrate, we change the form. But in Vaikuṇṭha, they don't get forced, but by their own free will, they can change the form. So they can change the form into not 4 arms. Naturally, they have 4 arms like Vishnu, but they can change the form. So they can even change the form into monkeys or trees, or they can even make the form like an airplane or a house or a fish, anything like that. So it was described in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. by Sanatana Goswami. When Gopakumara was traveling in different place, the second volume, the chapter of Vaikuṇṭha. So Gopakumara went to Vaikuṇṭha, and then he saw so many things in Vaikuṇṭha, and he was, of course, taken by airplane, and he was waiting there at the gate. The person who escorted Gopakumara said, okay, wait at the gate. I'm going to tell Narayan you are here, so I'll be coming. You wait here. So he was waiting there, and he saw different kind of airplane was coming. And then, of course, airplane was occupied by Mahatma. So every time Mahatma comes with airplane, Gopakumara says, Jai Narayan, and he pay obeisance and all the glorification, and then that person said, I'm the servant, and he just went away. And the second one comes, and then he told Gopakumara said, Jai Narayan, Vaikuṇṭhanath, and then he pay obeisance and offering prayers, and then that person, no, I'm not the Narayan, I'm the servant, and he went away. Then after some time, so many more will come, and every time he pay obeisance, Jai Narayan, the Lord, and I want. Then they said, no, I'm not. Then finally someone felt compassion to Gopakumara. You know what? There's a difference between Narayan and others. There is a Srivastra, so you don't have to do this every time. So he got some idea. So he was told them that since Gopakumara is coming to Vaikuṇṭha, he can also have the form of Sarupa, means 4 arms like Narayan. And he said, can I have my Gopal, like he's coming from Govardhan, so he was wearing like cowhead dress. So he said, I want to keep this form like it is. And then they said, okay, you can have that form, but you will have same spiritual potency. Means he will have the form of cowhead boy, but the nature of the body becomes spiritualized. And then he will have ability to do anything, and he will become more spiritually effulgent. So look like the same. Like sometimes I wonder, like Yudhishthira Maharaj went back to Godhead with the same body. I was thinking, if I go back, I want to have different body. I don't want to have this body. But it's not like that. They have the same bodily feature, but they have a spiritual element with Satchidanandas and effulgent and ability to do anything. So they have ability to do anything, and they can change into the airplane. So that is the second point, variegatedness. There, it is Brahman, everything is Brahman, but there is a variegatedness because the devotee want to please the Lord in different various ways. In the material world, we have 8,400,000 species of life. Because we have 8,400,000 desires, I want to fulfill, so we are taking different forms. But in the spiritual world, they have unlimited varieties of form because they have unlimited variation, how they can please the Lord. So they have variation. That's the second point. And then the third point, which is we should not misunderstand. We should not bring the misconception from our material world. Like because we are here like that, what we have here, how it can be in the spiritual world like that. We should not bring the misconception what we have here to reflect to the spiritual world, to the Vaikuṇṭha. So Vaikuṇṭha, they have like that. We cannot understand airplane has a consciousness, but airplane has consciousness because it is Brahman and its variegatedness. So living entity who went there, he has ability to have Sarupya Mukti, but they choose to become airplane for the Lord's service. So they have consciousness. We cannot understand, but it's there. So we should not bring the idea from here to there. Like yesterday's class, he nicely explained. What we have, we have a limitation. So we have to go step by step. What we understand, we don't understand. But first we have to understand, we don't understand. Then like Rasgula is there, we bite and we understand what is a Rasgula. So we hear from authority, we understand, we don't understand, but we accept what is said with the faith. So the many different, one of the different is airplane here. So before, from your place, different place, and I'm sure from different place you came to Calcutta, then by airplane, then from Calcutta, taxi or train, or now we have Ganga ferry, and then maybe someone has to stop at the Delhi, and from Delhi to Calcutta, then in Mayapur, like that. Well, so many ways to travel, but it's limited. But in the airplane from the spiritual world, Vaikuṇṭha airplane, they can come, they don't have to go to the airport. That's the word, airport. They don't have to go to the airport. Wherever you are, you come. If you leave the body, then on the spot, the airplane will come. They will not say, oh, this is not the airport. You can go nearby airport. They don't have to say that. It's not limited to time, place, circumstance. They will come anywhere where you are. You leave in the body, say, Hare Bo, Krishna, then the airplane will come to take you. Then on the way back, there is many ways passing. The way you're going back, it's not the pathway there. Pathway means the way to go to the Vaikuṇṭha, or Vaikuṇṭha means including the Goloka Vrindavan. When I say Vaikuṇṭha, doesn't mean it's not the Goloka Vrindavan. Vaikuṇṭha means including Goloka Vrindavan. So when we go back to the spiritual world, there is a way to go. How do you say? There is a pathway for liberation. It's also Brihata Bhagavatam. Gopal Kumara was aiming at the liberation at one point. So when he was aiming at the liberation, he was going through different places. Like first he was in the kingdom, then Jagannath Puri, then he went to different places, and then Indraloka, then Brahmaloka, then he was going through different covering of the universe. The universe, within the universe, there is a shell, then we are here. But there is a covering, earth, water, fire, air, then Ahankara and Mahā-ātmanām. The 7 covering is there. And each covering, it's not like, oh, so much covering, we cannot go through. It's not like that. I cannot believe. It's not like that. If we go, each covering is nicely developed like a city or kingdom. There is so much enjoyment there, such a wonderful place. So every time you go different layer, earth layer, fire layer, air layer, wow, so nice, wow, this is fantastic. And they stop and watch. Maybe I stay here for some time and enjoy some time before I go for liberation. Because liberation means nothing is there. Before I go there, maybe I can enjoy something like that. So the path to liberation, they go through these layers. But the path for Vaikuṇṭha, they go through, but they don't stop all this. The person is going for Vaikuṇṭha, they go through, but they don't stop. Like, you know the train, yeah? Train. So the train, some train, they stop each 10 minutes. Some train stop, I don't know, I haven't gone a train so many years. I can't really give the example, but from Calcutta to Vrindavan, Mathura, how many stations they stop? I don't know. Normal, if you get the cheap ticket, you get stopped like so many times. And you get the express, then they stop for you. And I don't know if there is such a thing, but direct train, then you go straight to Vrindavan from Mayapur to Vrindavan. So the Vaikuṇṭha airplane is like straight, no stopping here and there, straight. So Gopakumara is going with that. So he was not stopping any layers and thinking, oh, this is so nice place. It's not like that, just go through. And demigod, they are looking Gopakumara going with airplane. And usually, when we are on the earthly planet, demigods see we are doing something or something happened, then they throw the flower from the heaven to the earth. But then when someone is going to Vaikuṇṭha, they throw the flower upward, because Vaikuṇṭha is going up, and then they are going upward. So Indra and all the demigods, they are throwing the flower upward like this, like that. So they are going there, and then close all the layers of the universe, and then close the village river, and then close all the different atmosphere, then reach Vaikuṇṭha. Then in Vaikuṇṭha, the description is like an airplane. They come with the airplane, and then at the gate, the airplane stop there, and the airplane is not going inside, but the people are going inside. So that means the airplane travel between one planet to another planet. They have the ability to travel from one planet to another planet between the Vaikuṇṭha planet and also to the material world also. So that's the difference between what we have here and over there. And then one last point, what I want to make is quality of Mahatma, what we see in Srila Prabhupada. One story I want to give. The last one, Nitya Yukta Upasate. The Mahatma is, of course, Prabhupada is Mahatma, and then Mahatma's qualities are fully manifested in Prabhupada's person and his life and his mission. Nitya Yukta Upasate, he was always, Namastanstanchaman Yuktam also, he was always offering prayers, Satatan Kirtan Yantoman also. He is always chanting the glory of the Lord, and then he was eager to take us to go back to God, Nitya Yukta Upasate. Not only himself, but he was eager to take us to the eternal abode. And he said in the purport of this Satatan Kirtan Yantoman, he said, it is not difficult to become Mahatma. You just follow the instruction of the spiritual master, then you can also become Mahatma. So that was his desire. And the story I want to tell was 1964 or 5. One Babaji Maharaj, his name is Fridananda Babaji Maharaj or something like that. So he was there in, what's this temple where Prabhupada was there? Lord Damodar temple? Rupa Goswami Samadhi Mandir in Vrindavan? Lord Damodar Mandir, yeah. So Lord Damodar Mandir, that Maharaj was staying next. Then Prabhupada was there, so he was remembering those days in the midnight, like 1 o'clock. Every night he hears someone crying. That crying voice was coming from Rupa Goswami's Samadhi. But then he was small boy, so he wanted to sleep, so he just went to sleep. Someone crying, just go to sleep. But one night, he somehow woke up, and he wanted to see who is crying in the middle of the night. So he went to his house rooftop, and from his rooftop, he could see the courtyard of Rupa Goswami's mandir. And then he saw Prabhupada. He was on the ground, paying obeisance, and crying and crying and crying. Oh Gurudev, oh Rupa Goswami, oh Sanatana Goswami, please have mercy upon me. Without your mercy, I cannot do anything. Please have mercy. He was crying and crying and crying in the midnight, 1 o'clock, every day. That was how he was always paying obeisance, and he was asking the protection. The first person, mahātmanām, diving prakriti, he was always asking. He was always under the protection of the Lord, and not because he has something, but then he was begging, please give your mercy. He was always begging. And then when Prabhupada was in Montreal, 1968, very early time, he was saying in the class, he said, the devotee is not a loser. Just like me, I give my examples. Try to understand. When I was coming to your place, from my place, from India, I have only 40 rupees. And I was thinking, I will get in trouble. The government didn't let him to carry the money. It's not like he didn't have money, but the government didn't let him. That's what Prabhupada saying in 1968 in Montreal. Government didn't let him to carry the money. So he was thinking, I will get in trouble. He was thinking like that. But then he has 40 rupees and a few books. And he came to America. But because of grace of my spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, and by the grace of Krishna, he said, by combined mercy of Guru and Krishna, somehow everything came out. That is Prabhupada. That is Mahatmas. And Prabhupada said, by following Prabhupada's instruction, we can also become Mahatma. And Prabhupada wants us to go back to Godhead. And when an airplane comes, we can go on the airplane and go back. And if we have more people with us to take with us, because our movement is preaching movement, when we go, we want to take as many as possible. We want many devotees, many together. We are not interested in going back alone. We are already liberated. We are already Prabhupada's protection, diving prakriti. But we want to take more with us. Then how Krishna must be so pleased. So we are waiting for the day to come. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Daigo Premanandi Hari Hari Bo, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any question or comment or correction? We have 10 minutes. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So you mentioned when the airplane comes, we all go into this airplane and go back to Godhead. How is that possible with this material body?
We will not have material body anymore.
So how is the plane coming down to this material world if we are not having material body?
Airplane will come, we have material body now, but we leave the material body, we are pure spirit soul. So with pure spirit soul, we get on the airplane. That's what I understand. Like commonly say, we leave the body. So we are not staying in the material body. The spirit soul leave the material body, and then we get on the spiritual airplane. That spiritual airplane means airplane is made of spirit. So unless we are spirit, how we can get on the spirit airplane? That is the question, right? Yeah, because we have material body, and how we can get on the spiritual airplane. When we go, we are in the spiritual original form, and we get on the spiritual airplane, and then we will be there. And it's not like it takes so much time. Okay, I booked the airplane first time, and we have to wait in the airport, and then time comes, and then they will have, ladies and gentlemen, please, those announcements. It's not like that. It's just a matter of a second we are there. It's not like, first we have material body, and then leave the body, and then become spirit, and then in airplane. There is no time. Thank you for your question. I remember, because your question, I remember one last point I wanted to make. In the last line, it's not your question answer, but because of your question, I remember. The last line of Prabhupada's purport. said, one should not carry the idea of imperfection from this world to transcendental world and not take into consideration of nature of atmosphere as completely free from the influence of time, etc., as described previously. So what I want to say was free from influence of time. So it's not like there is no time in the spiritual world. There is a time. There is sunrise, sunset. The time is there. But what is not there is influence of the time. Can you see the difference? There is a time, but there is no influence of time. Influence of time means six changes. Like what is six changes? We are born and growth and remain and byproduct and dwell and diminish. The six kind of changes are due to influence of time. But in the spiritual world, time is there, but influence of time is not there. Therefore, in the spiritual world, we don't grow, deteriorate, and die. It's not there. Thank you for your question. So the influence of time is not there. So we leave the body with spirit soul. Then all the time factor works such a wonderful way. So we are there. See you there. Yes. Maybe one more. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, very nice. So this aeroplane can come any day in 7 days. Like Parikshit Maharaj said, 7 days it can come any day, the flight. So you need to be ready. The aeroplane can come any time in the 7 days. So we need to be ready faster.
Yes, anytime. Maybe now. Suddenly airplane will come and one more, where he is? He was here right now. He's gone. And we have to throw the floor upward. Yes, anytime, any moment.
Thank you.
Yes, you are ready? Yes. Krishna is hearing. You said you are ready. I hope everybody is ready at any moment. And Krishna is very eager. But Gopakumara, when Gopakumara went to Vaikuṇṭha, Narayan said, I was waiting for you. Maybe this time you will remember. Maybe this time, maybe this time, maybe this time. Every lifetime he was waiting. But Vaikuṇṭhanath, he made the rule. The living entity has free will. Only when the living entity, they desire to go back, then Krishna can help. He made his own rule. So Vaikuṇṭhanath was telling, because I made this rule, I'm bound by my own rule. I want to take you back to Godhead immediately, but then I couldn't because I made such a stupid rule. I couldn't. But then I can't wait, so I came by myself as your spiritual master. So Gopakumara has spiritual master who have been guiding through. That was Krishna himself. So sometimes Krishna waits, sometimes Krishna doesn't wait. So we never know what will happen to us. But when anything happens, is under the divine nature, divine prakriti. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Go Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much.